Today we're going to talk about your projector mount attachment. When you purchase a simulator series, if you decided to purchase the projector mount kit, inside of that kit will be the actual projector mount attachment. And what I want to do today is go over with you how to connect that projector mount attachment to your specific projector. Let's get started. The first thing I want you to do is get your projector set up on your table that you're going to assemble this with. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over and we're going to mount it to the screws on the base of your projector. In this example, I'm using a ViewSonic projector that actually has 3 mounting screws to it. Each projector is a little different. Some have 3 mounting screws, some have 4, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to find those mounting screws on the underside of your projector, whatever model you have, and we're going to connect up our projector mount attachment to it. So now that you've taken your projector, you've flipped it over, you're going to grab the base component, this round base component in your projector mount attachment. You'll notice on it, it has in the very bottom, it says toward the screen with a little arrow. You just want to make sure when you ultimately set it up on your projector that the arrow is facing toward the actual lens of your projector. Once you've done that, you're going to unscrew just a little bit of a quarter turn the screws on the mount so that the actual legs can be moved and adjusted on the bottom of your projector. So you're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver to do that. Now that I've done that, the legs, which are there are 4 installed here, can now be connected to the bottom of my projector itself. Now in this case, I only have 3 screws. So in my example, I'm going to take off one of these legs, but before I take off the leg, I'm going to line up the screws ahead of time so they match with the alignment holes on the mount, and then I'll take off the 4th leg, which I don't need because I only have 3 mounting screws on this projector itself. So I've aligned up each leg end with each one of the 3 holes on the bottom of the projector. This leg here, which is kind of hidden underneath here, which is hard to see, is going to be the leg that I remove because I've lined up the other 3 legs. I really don't need this 4th leg here. So let me remove this leg and then we'll install the 3 remaining legs. So all we're going to do here is basically just unscrew and then remove this leg. I'll set this aside. Here's the leg. We'll take that off. Now I'll place this back on again, making sure again this faces toward the screen with my little arrow, and I'll reline up the 3 legs to my screw holes. So now that I've done that, I'll actually screw these 3 screws in first before I finalize screwing down the remaining 3 screws. I will find in my listing of hardware here what screws fit, and then I'm going to put my small washers onto my screws. And there's 4 screws in there. I just need 3, so I'm just going to do that with the 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now that that's done, I can then go and screw in, and I'll just start each one. I won't lock it down yet. I'll get each one started, and then I can lock it down. All right, just get that one started. And this is my last one. I'll just make sure I lined up correctly. And we'll drop this one in as well. Okay, now I can lock these down in place. They've got washers on them, the correct screws. They're nice and snug. Now that they're nice and snug, I can then lock down the remaining interior screws. So I'll do that as well. 1, 2, and 3. Now that that bracket is in place, we got the arrow facing toward our screen. It's nice and secure, it's not going to go anywhere. I can then add the next component to this, which is the lower portion, which gets screwed in on my flexible mount here. And that just pretty much gets tightened by hand. So it's real snug now. And then my last piece, I'm going to take from my Projector Mount Kit, which has 4 screws holes on it, but only two line up correctly to fit this mount itself. So we're going to line, if we try to do it on the other screws, it won't work. These 2 screws are what we're going to use, and I'm going to go over to my screw kit, and I know it's screw G here. So I'll take these 2 and we'll screw these into our actual mount that's going to slide on the extension arm of our Projector Mount Kit and make it real easy to adjust. So I lock these 2 screws in place, nice and snug again. No worries, these 2 screws are open. We're not using them with this particular mount. And now that that's done, I can literally just screw in to the top of my mount here the actual bracket itself. Now that that's nice and snug, that completes the projector mount attachment. The last step for this is actually the mounting arm now, which slides onto this piece just like so when you hang it in the air onto your simulator series. And then you hand tighten down your mount. So this adjusts real easily, forward, aft, sideways, so you can get a nice straight picture on your screen. Super easy to install. And again, your directions are in here. Obviously, we're doing this video, so it's a lot easier to work with the video itself. But this is your projector mount attachment. And remember that each projector is going to be a little different. So you're just going to have to do some adjusting with the legs on the mount itself, but it's really super simple. All of your hardware is in the kit. Another thing to consider, when you put your projector in place, you're going to flip the image because the projector is going to be upside down, and you're going to set a 4:3 contrast ratio, which is going to give you a more of a square type fill for your screen. With the simulator series, you're going to fill the sides of the screen 100%, but you're still going to have a little bit off the top or the bottom in terms of darkness, because it doesn't fit exactly 100% a square screen. And we're making a trade-off between a projection type mode, which is a wider screen, and the 4:3 contrast ratio, which is a little smaller screen. So that basically completes your projector mount attachment. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, and you could always get us via email at sales@thenetreturn.com or via our phone number, which is 973-636-7354, what you see at the bottom of this screen. Again, thank you so much for the support of our products and our company.